Hello friends, I welcome you on my channel Engineering Mathematics DJ Ganit. Today we are going to start new topic known as Taylor and Maclaurin series for functions of complex variables. In earlier lectures we have discussed about power series of a given function. So this Taylor and Maclaurin series are nothing but special type of power series. So in this lecture we are interested that which type of complex functions can be represented by power series, which are known as Taylor and Maclaurin series. So here we are going to discuss that which complex functions can be represented by Taylor or Maclaurin series, and what are the conditions for expanding our function in terms of Taylor series. So for Taylor series we require that our function is analytic in an open disk with center say z0. Suppose function f of z is analytic at every point inside the open disk with center z0 and say radius r. So as we know, this open disk can be represented by absolute value of z minus z0 less than r. So this is an open disk with center z0 and radius r. So as we know, open disk is nothing but set of all points inside this circle with center z0 and radius r. So suppose our function is analytic at all points inside this circle, or suppose our f of z is analytic in the open disk represented by absolute value of z minus z0 less than r. Then Taylor's theorem says that our function f of z can be represented by power series whose first term is f of z0, second term is first derivative at z0 divided by 1 factorial into z minus z0, third term is second derivative at z0 divided by 2 factorial into square of z minus z0, and so on. So if f of z is analytic at every point in this open disk, then f of z has this representation in terms of power series. We can see in right hand side we have powers of z minus z0. So we can represent in terms of sigma notation also. We write nth derivative at z0 divided by n factorial into nth power of z minus z0. So if I have nth derivative here, power of z minus z0 is n, and I am dividing by n factorial, and this series is convergent at every point in the open disk absolute value of z minus z0 less than r, and the sum of this series is nothing but given function. So if f of z is analytic at every point in the open disk, z minus z0 absolute value is less than r, then f of z can be represented by Taylor series in powers of z minus z0. So this series is known as Taylor series of f of z with center z0, or it is known as Taylor series of f of z about point z0, or Taylor series of f of z in powers of z minus z0. Now if this center z0 is equal to 0 say, then our series will reduce in powers of z only, sigma n equal to 0 to infinity. z0 is 0, that is center is 0, so we have z raised to n here. So we obtain series in powers of z if we consider center as 0. So this series is convergent at all points inside the circle with center 0 and radius r, that is absolute value of z is less than r. So this is Taylor series about the point z equal to 0 or Taylor series with center z equal to 0, and this series is also known as Maclaurin series. So Maclaurin series is nothing but Taylor series with center z0, and for Maclaurin series we require that our function is analytic at every point inside the circle with center 0 and radius r. So we first understand what is Taylor's theorem. Taylor's theorem says that let f of z be analytic at all points within a disk absolute value of z minus z0 less than r. That means f of z is analytic at all points inside the circle with center z0 and radius r. Then Taylor's theorem says that if f of z is analytic at all points in this open disk, then f of z has the power series representation given by f of z equal to f of z0 plus first derivative at z0 into first power of z minus z0 plus second derivative at z0 divided by 2 factorial into second power of z minus z0, and this we can represent in terms of sigma notation also. F of z is given by sigma n equal to 0 to infinity nth derivative of f at z0 divided by n factorial into z minus z0 raised to n, and this representation is valid in the open disk with center z0 and radius r. So the series on right hand side is called Taylor series of f of z about the point z0, and this series on the right hand side converges to f of z at all points inside the circle with center z0 and radius r. When z0 equal to 0, the series in 1 becomes series in powers of z only, and it is convergent in the open disk with center 0 and radius r. This is particular case of Taylor series with center equal to 0. So this series f of z equal to f of 0 plus f dash 0 plus second derivative at 0 divided by 2 factorial into z square is known as Maclaurin series or Taylor series with center 0. So with this in mind, we consider some examples on this Taylor and Maclaurin series. Here we are asked to find out Taylor series of sin z in powers of z minus pi by 4. So center is nothing but pi by 4. And now we know that sin z is analytic at all points in the complex plane. So that means if we consider any circle with center pi by 4 and with any radius r, then this function f of z is analytic at all points in this disk where r is any positive real number. So now sin z is analytic at all points in the complex plane. So there is no restriction on this positive number or on the radius of this open disk. So we can consider r equal to infinite. So we can find out Taylor series of f of z equal to sin z in powers of z minus pi by 4, which is valid in any circle with center pi by 4 and radius r, which is considered as infinite. So first we have to find out derivatives of sin z. So here f of z is sin z. We also require value of sin z at point pi by 4. So we put f of pi by 4, which is sin pi by 4, and value of sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Then first derivative, we know that derivative of sin z is cos z. So therefore first derivative at point pi by 4 is cosine of pi by 4, which is also 1 by root 2. Similarly, second derivative is derivative of cos z, which is minus sin z. Therefore, second derivative at pi by 4 is minus sin pi by 4, which is nothing but minus 1 by root 2. We can consider one more derivative, third derivative, that is derivative of minus sin z, which is minus cos z. Therefore, third derivative at pi by 4 is nothing but minus cos pi by 4, which we can write as minus 1 by root 2. And in this way we can calculate higher order derivatives. Now, as we know, f of z equal to sin z is analytic everywhere, or analytic at every point in the complex plane. So therefore we can represent sin z in terms of Taylor series. So by Taylor's theorem, so here center is pi by 4, so we write f of pi by 4 plus first derivative at pi by 4 into z minus pi by 4 plus second derivative at pi by 4 divided by 2 factorial into z minus pi by 4 square plus third derivative at pi by 4 divided by 3 factorial into third power of z minus pi by 4, and so on. We have calculated up to third derivative. So therefore we put f of z equal to sin z, and f of pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, f dash pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 into z minus pi by 4. Second derivative of pi by 4 is minus 1 by root 2, and third derivative is also minus 1 by root 2. So, and 2 factorial is 2. So minus 1 over 2 root 2 z minus pi by 4 square. Third derivative is also minus 1 over root 2, and 3 factorial is 6. So here we have 6 root 2 z minus pi by 4 cube, and so on. And because sin z is analytic everywhere, this representation is valid in any disk. So here we write this is valid for every z satisfying absolute value of z minus 4 is less than infinity, that is distance is finite. So this representation is valid in any circle with center pi by 4 and radius any positive real number. And this we can rewrite by taking 1 by root 2 common, or this is fine, we can keep this as it is. So this is Taylor series of sin z in powers of z minus pi by 4. So in this way we can find out Taylor series of a given function with given center or in powers of z minus z0. So we just have to remember the formula of Taylor series, and we must be able to decide whether it is possible to find out Taylor series representation or not. For that we require that function is analytic in an open disk with center as given point and radius that we have to decide. Now we consider this example number 2. Here we are asked to find out Maclaurin series or Taylor series about z equal to 0 of these two functions. So first we consider exponential function. So we consider, say, f of z equal to e raised to z, and as we know, exponential function is also analytic as at every point, and derivative of exponential function is e raised to z. Okay, if we consider first derivative, it is e raised to z, then again derivative of e raised to z is also e raised to z. So nth derivative is e raised to z, and we are interested in the Maclaurin series, so we require derivative at z equal to 0. So this is equal to e raised to 0, which is 1, and for all positive integers and belongs to n. Now this function is analytic at every point in the complex plane. So f of z equal to e raised to z is analytic at every point. So we can write that is analytic in the open disk with center z0 equal to 0, which we can write as absolute value of z, and here there is no upper bound, so we can write infinite. So therefore here we are asked to find out Maclaurin series. So Maclaurin series of f of z is, first we write down the formula. F of z is nothing but sigma n equal to 0 to infinity nth derivative at z equal to 0 divided by n factorial times z raised to n, and therefore e raised to z, here nth derivative at z equal to 0 is 1 for all positive integer n. So we have 1 by n factorial into z raised to n, that is z raised to n by n factorial, and this series is valid in any open disk with center z equal to 0. Or we can expand in this way also. For n equal to 0 we have z raised to 0, which is 1 by 0 factorial. Then for z n equal to 1 we have z. For n equal to 2, z square by 2 factorial plus n equal to 3 gives z cube by 3 factorial, and so on. So this is the Maclaurin series of e raised to z, or Taylor series of e raised to z at z equal to 0. Now second function is f of z equal to principal logarithm of 1 plus z. Okay, let me check. Okay, it is fine, it is principal logarithm of 1 plus z, and we know that this, if we have log z, principal log z, then it is not analytic at z equal to 0. Here we have, instead of z we have 1 plus z, so it is not analytic if 1 plus z is 0, that is it is not analytic at z equal to minus 1. Now to find out the open disk in which we can find out Maclaurin series of this function f of z, we have to consider the distance of z equal to 0, that is we want to find out Taylor series of this function at z0 equal to 0, or Maclaurin series. So for Maclaurin series we have to consider center as z0 equal to 0. So now to determine the open disk in which Maclaurin series is valid, we have to find out the point nearest to the center at which function is not analytic. So here we know that function is not analytic at z equal to -1. So z equal to -1 is the point nearest to the center at which function is not analytic. Function is analytic at every other point between 0 and -1. So to find out the radius of convergence of the Maclaurin series, we have to consider the nearest point to the center, such that if we consider open disk with center z0 and this radius r, which is nothing but distance between these 2 points. So the radius of the open disk in which Taylor series or Maclaurin series expansion is valid is nothing but distance between center, here center is 0, and the nearest point to the center at which function is not analytic. So here we have to find out this distance. So distance between 0 and -1, which is nothing but 1. So here we can find out Maclaurin series representation of a given function in the open disk with center z0 and radius 1, because now if we consider this circle with center z0 equal to 0 and radius 1, then this -1 will be on the boundary of that circle, and because function is analytic at every point inside this circle, we can say that function is analytic in the open disk with center z0 and radius 1. This open disk is nothing but center z0 and z0 equal to 0 and radius 1. So this function principal logarithm of 1 plus z is analytic in the open disk absolute value of z less than 1, that is, it is analytic in the circle with center z0 and radius 1. So therefore we can represent f of z in terms of Maclaurin series which is valid in the open disk, represented by absolute value of z is less than 1. So with this in mind, we try to find out Maclaurin series of this function. So first we require value of function at z equal to 0, which is log of 1 plus 0. So principal logarithm of 1, which is always 0, and derivative of principal logarithm is 1 over 1 plus z. So therefore first derivative at z equal to 0 is 1 over 1 plus 0, which is 1. Similarly second derivative of 1 over of given function f of z, that is derivative of this is minus 1 over square of 1 plus z into derivative of 1 plus z, which is 1. So second derivative at z equal to 0 is minus 1 over 1 plus 0 square, that is minus 1, and this we can rewrite as minus 1 over 1 plus z whole square. Therefore third derivative is, here minus 1 is constant, derivative of 1 over 1 plus z square is minus 2 over 1 plus z cube into derivative of 1 plus z, which is 1. So this is 2 divided by 1 plus z whole cube. Therefore f triple dash at 0 is nothing but 2 divided by 1 plus 0 cube, which is 2. So now we have 3 non-zero terms, so we can calculate one more derivative, fourth derivative of given function. So 2 is constant, this is minus 3 divided by 1 plus z raised to 4 into 1, so it is going to be minus 6 over 1 plus z to the power 4, and at z equal to 0 the value of derivative is minus 6. Okay, and in this way we can calculate further derivatives if required. Now we write down that f of z equal to principal log of 1 plus z is analytic in the open disk with center 0 and radius 1, that is absolute value of z is less than 1. So therefore Maclaurin series of f of z is f of z equal to f of 0 plus f dash 0 into z plus f double dash at 0 over 2 factorial into z square plus f triple dash 0 over 3 factorial into z cube plus fourth derivative at 0 over 4 factorial into z raised to 4 and so on. Okay, and this is valid in the open disk with center 0 and radius 1. So now we substitute values one by one. F of 0 is 0 if I am not wrong. Okay, it is 0. First derivative at 0 is 1, second derivative is minus 1. So first derivative is 1, so it is z. Second derivative is minus 1, so we have minus 1 by 2 into z square plus 1 by 3 factorial, which is 6, and third derivative at 0 is 2 into z cube plus 1 by 4 factorial, which is 4 into 3, that is 12 into 2, 24. And what is fourth derivative at 0? It is minus 6. So minus 6 into z raised to 4 and so on, and all this is valid in open disk with center 0 and radius 1. So we simplify, we put value of function also. Log of 1 plus z is z minus z square by 2 plus here 2 will cancel out, z cube by 3 minus this 6 will cancel out with this 4, and we are left with if we cancel out 6 we have 4 here and negative sign also, and this Maclaurin series is valid if absolute value of z is less than 1. So this is the Maclaurin series of logarithm of 1 plus z, which is valid in the open disk with center z0 and radius 1. So in this way we can decide Taylor and Maclaurin series of a given function if it is analytic in the open disk with center z0 and radius r. So in this way we are able to find out Taylor and Maclaurin series representations of analytic functions. Here analyticity is important. If we don't have analyticity in the open disk, then we are not able to represent given function in terms of power series. So it is required that function is analytic in some open disk with center z0 and some positive radius r. So this is all about today's session. In next session we will do some more problems on Taylor and Maclaurin series. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.